The following contest is a second-round match in the Kings of Consoles tournament to determine the greatest game in the history of the Nintendo Entertainment System. 2 games enter. Only one can advance. Introducing first, the 76th seed, a 1993 beat-em-up from Rare, Battletoads, and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team. And its opponent, the 12th seed, a 1988 run-and-gun from Konami, Contra. Your ringside judges are Pat Dooley and Ricky Jerome. There's nothing left to say but round 2, fight! Hello and welcome to episode 65 of Kings of Consoles. This is the podcast where we're trying to find the best game for each home video game console by means of giant tournaments. As I mentioned, this is episode 65, meaning we have 4 episodes left in the second round of our tournament before we move on to the round of 32, and we will have narrowed it down from 100. Today we are talking about the number 12 seed in our tournament, Contra, as it takes on number 76, Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team. I'm Pat Dooley.
And I'm Ricky Geraldo.
And yeah, we last week we talked a little bit about this, previewed it, about how we were both kind of dreading both of these games. Contra, one of the hardest games ever made, and Battletoads and Double Dragon is a Battletoads game that has Double Dragon characters in it, which means it's also very hard. So we might as well jump right into it. Number 76, Battletoads and Double Dragon, the Ultimate Team, is our underdog, sort of the away team in our bracket. It is a 1993 beat-em-up from Rare. 1993 means it was one of the last games released for the NES, because the last game came out in 1994. And we last played it 39 weeks ago when, in controversial fashion, it eliminated Tecmo Super Bowl from the tournament by means of a coin flip. So, Battletoads and Double Dragon. Any new thoughts in the subsequent 8-ish months since the last time we played this?
It's been a while, but man, I just remember how much I liked this game to begin with. Was a big fan of it the first time we played it. It's fun, man. It's really the best of both games. Like, I think it does them better than the games they actually were in.
Yeah, I agree. It's a nice little, bit of alchemy that they were able to take the things that work from both and, kind of turn it into its own thing. If for no other reason than they thoroughly nerfed the turbo tunnel so that it is not the most impossible thing in gaming. It's still very hard, but it is it's not nearly as brutal as the one from the Battletoads game proper.
Yeah, that is very true. And Double Dragon, not that great.
No.
But in this game, I thought they were great.
Yeah. Actually, I wound up, because I switched about halfway through from playing as one of the Toads to playing, when I got a game over, I switched from being one of the Toads to one of the Lee brothers. And I actually preferred playing as, I think I was Billy. They've got longer limbs, so it felt like I had more, I had a wider reach to be able to hit people. I didn't have to let them get in as close. I don't know. I'm still not a huge fan of the animation where they grab women by the hair and knee them in the chest until they die. But that's, I guess, maybe a matter of personal preference. I much prefer
I was going to say
the big cartoony ticks from the Battletoads.
I was going to say it's a different time, but
it's a different time. 1993.
It wasn't that long ago, but
28 years ago.
I guess it was 28 years ago.
That doesn't feel like a long time.
We're old.
But 1993 does not feel like it should be that long ago. But we are as far removed from 1993 as 1993 was from 1965. So
Damn.
there's that to make you feel old.
Yeah, you succeeded. You succeeded.
There's as much time between A Hard Day's Night and Battletoads and Double Dragon as there is between Battletoads and Double Dragon.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah, I'm looking at my notes. I mean, I don't have a ton to say that isn't going to be repeating stuff we talked about back in September, whenever it was that we played this last. I don't like. I much prefer the speeder level in this game, the one in Battletoads. But I don't
Yes.
like how when you are fighting people on the bikes, how it's inconsistent how many hits it takes to knock you off. Like sometimes it takes them 4, sometimes it takes them 2, sometimes every time it always takes you 4, and you always have to time them just right to keep from getting launched. That was probably the thing I had the most trouble with. Was not the running into walls and jumping over stuff. It was the stupid thugs on bikes that I was having to kick in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. There was also there's a weird part of the game where you're on a spaceship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the first level
that,
where you're like on the top of it, or are you talking about a later level?
No, it's a later level when you're actually driving a spaceship. It's kind of crazy, but the controls for that was not good.
Yeah,
it was not that good.
Yeah,
and I know it was the first time I got there too, but I'm trying to think. I'm like, did the story even make sense?
I don't
I
really remember
guess.
there being much of a story.
Yeah, they had like the little
There must have been.
cutscene and
Yeah, I mean, yeah, there were like
the
pop-ups
beginning.
of like, oh, now we're gonna fight a Bobo, but I don't remember much about the what brought them together. I'm sure it's in my notes from
It was like an alien invasion, I
26.
believe.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
Let's see. After losing at the end of the first Battletoads game, the Dark Queen, now allied with the Shadow Warriors, neutralizes the Earth's militaries, which is why Battletoads and Double Dragon team up. So
Yeah, that's right.
there you
Awesome logo. I love the logo.
Yes.
It's like the Battletoad and then the dragon. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
The game is cool.
It is.
I really enjoy it. I like both franchises together. I think they work.
Mm-hmm.
So craziness that it works, but it does.
Yeah, seems like it shouldn't, but it does really well. So speaking of things that work really well, the higher seed, number 12 in this week's matchup, is a 1988 run and gun arcade port from Konami, Contra. In the year 2633, the Red Falcon organization is plotting to destroy humanity. Bill Reiser and Lance Bean, 2 members of Earth Marine Corps' Contra unit, are sent to their base in Galuga to destroy them and uncover what may or may not be a massive conspiracy involving aliens. Spoiler alert, there are totally aliens. It is one of the first NES games, the very first one being Gradius, which was the number 34 seed in our tournament, to make use of the Konami code, which gives the player 30 lives per continue instead of just 3. And spoiler alert, we both totally used the Konami code.
Yes.
Because otherwise it would have been a very frustrating 2 hours. It features both side-scrolling and over-the-shoulder, almost 3D shooter modes. It has spawned 11 sequels, including the number 60 seed in our tournament Super C, and at least 10 remakes and re-releases across various platforms. IGN ranked it number 1 on their list of toughest games to beat. Nintendo Power has it number 7 on their best NES games list. EGM calls it the 45th best console game ever, saying it, quote, set the standard for all 2-player simultaneous action games to follow, which is hard to argue against. Games Radar called it the 10th best NES game. Game Informer says it's the 13th best game ever. And in 2017, Warp Zoned put together a statistical meta-analysis titled The Scientifically Proven Best Video Games of All Time, and Contra ranked number 82 on that list. So,
wow.
Contra.
A lot of people like this game.
It's a classic. It's it
It is a
is
classic.
it really is the like that quote from EGM about it being like setting the standard for co-op. I I can't argue with that at all. Like this
Nope.
was I think I've told the story before on the show that this is one of the first games I remember beating as a kid because it was just my dad and me like spent an entire afternoon just plugging away at it, dying over and over and over again until we finally finished it. Um, but it was just so cool having the two of us on the screen at the same time. Um, one of the games we're going to talk about next week, Ninja Turtles 2, also did that really well.
Yeah.
For the NES, and I feel like it was a pretty rare thing in that generation.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't think a game like this at the time came out with the co-op and not the I don't know. Yeah, the co-op and that style.
Yeah, it really it's a a trendsetter, and it's had, what did I say, 10 sequels, 11 sequels. That it's a franchise that's got a long reach. It's still kicking around out there. It is very, very hard. IGN having it number one on their list of toughest games to beat is legit. I feel like we have played harder games, but I also feel like the challenge in this is based on like it's just like the enemies are hard, like the level design is difficult. It's not like dying a bunch in cheap ways. It's if you can like memorize the patterns of where enemies are going to be, you can do well. Nobody's ever really coming at you from an angle that you can't defend yourself from because you can shoot in all 8 directions.
That is true. I remember this game being a lot more what do you call it? Clanky. Like I don't know. I found it very responsive, but I don't know if that's because the port I played, but
I don't know. No, it was. I mean, it ran
it was
very
pretty
smooth. Ricky and I were talking about this beforehand. That I found out when I started playing that the version, because unfortunately I don't have a cart for it. I had to play it on an emulator. I was playing the Famicom version, the Japanese version, so all of the text was in Japanese. So I don't know if, but it ran super smooth for me. There was no real clunkiness. I felt like anytime I died, it was usually my fault because I just missed where an enemy was coming from or missed a jump or something. Yeah, it plays really, really well for a game with that much going on, and 88 being, early to mid console generation, that's still pretty early for a game this smooth and this good. I like the variety of levels. Like you would go from side scrolling to, the kind of over the shoulder when you would go inside bases. There was the snow level, which normally I would hate, but it didn't affect your traction at all. There's a jungle level.
yeah.
I don't know. It just all looked cool to me.
Yeah, I just remember it being not looking as good as this. To be honest, I don't know if I played the first Contra. When I was playing it, I was like, man, maybe I played like 2 or 3.
Well, I mean, we played Super C earlier on.
Yeah, Super C, yeah. So it was just crazy seeing where all that began, to be honest.
Yeah. Pretty wild. Yeah, Super C, we just saw 19 weeks ago get knocked out by Castlevania 3, which is still probably a top 5 game, maybe top 10 of the games that we've played so far in the tournament. Major contender. Contra, I don't know if it's got Final Four potential like Castlevania 3 does, but I 12 feels about right to me. It's definitely, I would say it's definitely at least a top 15 in terms of
for sure.
In terms of reach and in terms of just it's fun to play, which is pretty rad for a game that hard to it's not like controller throwing hard. It's like I gotta beat this hard. So I'm
Yeah,
looking at my notes.
it does get super cheap though. It's like
It does in some point. The boss of the second base with the floating, like the heat-seeking bubbles, those are brutal. There's a couple of
yeah.
honestly, most of the real challenge comes in the boss fights.
The second
There's
stage
just
is
so
so
much going on.
interesting to me because the second stage is I think it's like one of the only times it changes view.
Mm-hmm.
No, stage 4 as well. I
Yeah,
think
2
had
and
it.
4 I think are the only times where it does the over the shoulder, and then the rest of it
Yeah,
is. And then some of the
I
boss fights are sort of like that, but it's still side scrolling. It's just you're shooting up to kill the
yeah,
boss. And so
I had no memory that this game had that part.
yeah,
I was like, wait,
same.
what?
Yeah, I totally forgot. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, this is in it. But yeah, I had forgotten it in the 33 years since it came out.
Jeez.
Yeah, we're as far
33
removed.
years.
We're as far removed from Contra as Contra is from 1955. Marty
Well,
went back in time to a year as far removed from Contra as Contra is from us. So
that's
that's
wild. And you put it like that.
yeah,
Jesus.
makes a fella feel old. So anyway, uh, do you have any other notes about? Because most of the rest of my notes are kind of spoilery about how far I made it.
No.
Um,
My final notes is this game, there's a reason why it kept going on for years
mhm.
and years, and we're still waiting for a new one. Like, it's really good. It is really good.
I'm assuming Konami still has the rights to it, which is why there hasn't been a new game, right? They didn't
Yeah,
sell them.
Konami still has it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll get a Konami pachinko machine and we can just go play that. That's pretty much all they're making now, right?
Yeah. Apparently they're going back into gaming and like they were supposed to be an E3 coming up, but
yeah, interesting.
They did back out of it. So who knows?
And I'm assuming they haven't made nice with Kojima, so we're not going to get a new Metal Gear.
I mean, you never know, but I don't even think Kojima wants to work in another Metal Gear. I think he's
I
done
can't
with
imagine.
that chapter.
I mean, we've now seen like what his brain is capable of when it's just fully unleashed, and he doesn't have to work in a studio system, so to speak, and he comes up with Death Stranding when he is free from all creative ties. So yeah, if I was him, I wouldn't. I mean, unless he just has like a real affinity for those characters.
I mean, which he should. I mean, he created some great ones in that franchise.
He did, but I mean, also, if he feels like he's told the whole story, then,
exactly. Yeah. But that's the thing. I mean, I feel like he did. If you think about it, he did end Snake's story in Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah.
And then all the other ones are, Naked Boss and all that.
Right.
Or Big Boss, I should say. So, I don't know. I think maybe he is done.
Maybe.
But
hopefully Konami
so cool.
isn't. Hopefully Konami isn't, and we can get more Contra and some of these other great games that we've been playing from them.
Castlevania.
Yep.
That would be nice.
It would be nice. Get, find out more about what is man, because I'm not satisfied with the answer, a miserable pile of secrets. Is that Symphony of the Night? Is that what that one was from?
Yeah, Symphony of the Night, yeah.
I know it was one of the early ones with voiceover.
Can't wait till we have to play that one.
Yeah, well, that was a PlayStation 1, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that'll be that's probably a season 4 or 5 game. IGN has it number 3 on their list. So, but maybe by the time we get to, however many years into the show we'll be at that point, they'll be easier to come by. All
So
right, so I think it's probably time to find out who made it farther.
let's do it.
Who made it farther? Who made it farther?
All right, so Battletoads and Double Dragon. I made it to. I did not make it as far as you. I didn't see that spaceship you were talking about. I made it
Okay.
to level 3-2, where you have to like climb across. There's basically like monkey bars on the ceiling, and you have to climb across and like pull
Yeah,
yourself up to the ceiling to avoid getting
you're
shocked.
you were actually one less level than the station level.
Oh, really? So it was level
Yeah,
what,
it was
four? Was
it
when
was
or three
four.
three?
Yeah, I believe I don't remember them having 3-3 or 3-2.
Okay. So yeah, it probably was 4-1 then. Yeah, that was where
Yeah,
there's like the like electricity, like balls of electricity that move along and like go in a circle, and you have to try and climb in between them. That's
yeah,
where I died.
you had to like, yep, and then you had to swing on it,
Mm-hmm.
swing down and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, the next level was that spaceship level,
Oh,
which
so
which
close.
it was kind of like Galaga,
Oh yeah.
very Galaga-ish. Yeah,
Hmm.
so
Well,
you're almost there.
almost there. Not quite. So Contra. How far did you make it on Contra?
Level 8.
Level 8. So you made it to the. I love the design
Um,
of that alien ship. It is rad.
yeah, it is
It's
cool.
so cool. It looks like if you were to get off your ship in Gradius and run around in some of those places, that's what I imagine it would look like inside.
Oh
Um,
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
it's very, very, very cool. And the character designs are all really cool.
Yeah, so my
So,
time stopped when I started level 8. So I only like walked through a little bit, but it looked very alien. Like I was like,
mhm,
man, they probably got the inspiration of Alien for this thing. I mean, look, it was like a giant alien looking thing
mhm.
shooting fireballs at you.
Yeah, that makes like the little like xenomorph shrimp things come out
Yeah.
and chase you around. Yeah. So not only did I beat it in the
Oh,
allotted 2 hours,
oh,
not only did I beat it twice,
oh, Jesus.
3 times. I beat it in
Wow.
2 hours. Um, and I was on level 5 on my 4th playthrough when time ran out.
Wow.
So, I mean, I only still get 2 points for that for beating it.
But you can count them if you want.
You
It's fine with me.
all
That's
right?
impressive.
Well,
Yeah,
all
go
right.
ahead, count them.
I will count them then, which narrows your lead to 60-57.
Oh, we got a
So I get
comeback kid.
the point for getting farther, plus for each of the 3 victories. Cuts the lead from 6-3. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I just got in a groove and was just, I don't know if it was muscle memory from childhood or what it was, but it was still really hard. It was, but it was doable hard. It was like okay, well, I screwed that up. So the next time through, I know I need to make this jump and I need to like immediately shoot up and to my left because there's a guy there that killed me last time. And yeah, my muscle memory just took me through 3 times. So yeah,
That's
that was pretty
impressive,
wild. I
man.
kind of wish I had been streaming that because that was fun.
Were you shocked? Were you like, I can't believe I beat this game so many
I,
times?
well, I was shocked the first time because I beat it in like 38 minutes the first time, and that was when I
Yeah.
texted you about. I can't remember. Did we make a rule about when you beat a game you stop, or do we keep going? And you're like, I don't think we
Oh,
made a
that's
rule
right.
about that.
Yeah, we
I would just
didn't.
keep going.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, I'll keep going, and then I beat it slightly faster the second time, and then even faster the third time. It was new games each time because it's one of those where like there's basically a new game plus at the end. After you beat it, you can play through it again slightly harder.
Right.
You can do that apparently up to 6 times. But I just started from the beginning so that I would get my 90 lives each time. Because you get 3 continues with 30 lives.
You think you could beat it without it? There's no
Without the
way.
Konami code? Oh no.
Yeah, there's no way.
No,
There's
no.
no way.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
maybe if I played nothing but Contra for like a month, maybe. But like the first time through, I mean, I never beat it with using fewer than 2 of my game overs. So that's 60 deaths. Or I guess it's 120 lives because you get 3 continues. So it's 30, 30, 30, 30. Yeah, 120 lives. Yeah, I never used fewer than 60 of those 120. So if I was limited to 12, no, I wouldn't beat it.
Yeah, I was thinking about it too. I was like, man, if I didn't have these lives, I probably would have made it a level 4.
Yeah.
If
Oh yeah. Like my first game over was that second base against the heat-seeking bubble boss, but that was 30 lives and not not 12. I would have I would not have made it very far at all, only having 3 lives per continue.
yeah, I agree.
Pretty
Well,
wild.
damn, you
So,
conquered the Contra.
I did. I'm very pleased with myself, which is hasn't happened on this show in a while. I've been like, oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, part of that is because you just keep crushing me on everything.
I don't know. I've been slacking as of
Well-
late. I'm just like, God, my gaming. What's going on?
That's
This
true.
game
We
was
have been
hard
about
for me. I don't know.
50-50 for a while. Because I think
Yeah.
like I made it farther on Buenos Blah, but you made it farther on DuckTales. I made it farther on Kid Icarus, but you made it farther on Mega Man 5.
See, what happened is you're getting that streaming, help. Now that you're
I haven't-
streaming,
I haven't been streaming though. I haven't streamed in like a month.
no, but once
So-
you start streaming, you become the ultimate gamer. So
Oh,
it's
is that what
just-
it is? Okay.
That's what it is.
It doesn't have to be on just as long as there is a webcam and a capture card.
Exactly.
I got you. I got it. Logic checks out. So the winner between these 2 games is going to take on Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, in our 3rd round. We always, put it to a vote on Facebook and Twitter, and some groups that we're in on Facebook, plus our own Facebook account. Among the votes, it was very close, but Contra did wind up getting 55% of the online vote, which means that there's no way we're going to have a tie. Even if we disagree on which game should win, Contra would move on. But if we both pick Battletoads and Double Dragon, that one moves on. I think I explained that in the least clear way possible. As much as I enjoyed Battletoads and Double Dragon, I mean, Contra is the better game.
Yeah, Contra is the better game.
So
Contra is the winner, which is sad because I think Double Dragon and Battletoads is a great game. It's really
is.
fun.
It really is. But, also I kind of feel good. This is vindication for Tecmo.
That's true.
Losing on a technicality only to have the game that beat it get blowed up in round 2.
And dominated.
Yeah.
Complete domination. You beating it 5 times. One of the hardest games of all time.
It was only 3, but
6 times. You beating it 6 times.
Well, next time in the next round we'll only have an hour with it, so I'll probably only beat it twice. I will probably only beat it once. I may not beat it at all. Maybe I just got on a real hot streak that I will never be able to duplicate again for as long as I live.
Man, now I have to beat it. I have to beat this.
Yeah.
And I only have an hour.
We'll only have an hour.
Crap.
Yeah. We only have 3 more
you
games.
beat it. You
we're
beat
gonna
it
have
in
2
30
hours.
minutes. So I think I could do it.
38
Yeah,
minutes,
I mean,
or 32 minutes wound up being my best time. But that was on my third time beating it. My first time through was 38. So, but yeah, you can finish it in about a half hour to 40 minutes. It is doable. And I'm sure there's a speed race or speed run out there. Actually, you know what? I'm curious. What is the speed run record for Contra? 9 minutes, 48 seconds.
Holy shoot.
By somebody called Angry Lanks.
Wow.
I'm guessing my 38 would not show up on this leaderboard anywhere.
9 minutes. How?
Yeah. Yep. I would not crack the top 251 submitted times on speedrun.com. 23:28 is the slowest in the top 251. There's a nice little, ego smackdown. It's like, you can beat it in 32 minutes, huh? Well,
I beat it in. Jesus.
Yeah.
There's probably the strats like you just like skip the enemies. I don't even know.
Yeah.
You can't.
I don't know. I guess I need to watch some speedruns on YouTube and see what they're doing that I did. Probably not dying 60 times would shed a lot of that time. Pretty wild. So we do have our question of the week from our pal Ryan O, who I have not been good about plugging. You should also be listening to Ryan O's podcast, Did You Know with Ryan O. It's a lot of fun. I've been a guest on it. It's good times. He asks, I guess, one last Mega Man question since we're out of Mega Man May, but I think he submitted this in May still. How would you translate Mega Man into a racing game? Ooh. And my first thought was, wait, there's not a Mega Man racing game? But I guess there isn't. There's Mega Man RPGs, there's Mega Man soccer, there's Mega Man strategy games, of course, platformers. It's really tempting to just kind of make a reskinned Mario Kart, just because that's kind of like the perfect arcadey racing game. Because every successful Crash Team Racing, Diddy Kong Racing, like they all use Mario Kart as kind of the jumping off point. Which Diddy Kong Racing, super underrated game.
Diddy Kong Racing. I think Crash Bandicoot.
Yep. Yeah. Crash Team Racing. Yeah.
Yeah. Crash underrated. Just because Mario Kart just rules the world. To this day, it's still the. Okay. All right. Now we're
into meme territory.
Now we're going crazy. What the heck is Garfield Racing?
Garfield Kart is a legit game. It's it's basically just a reskinned Mario Kart with Garfield characters, only bad. Like there's a really great episode of How Did This Get Played, where they talk to Joey Clift, who's a huge Garfield fan, about the game. And they basically they talk a little bit about the game as it actually is, but then they spend most of the rest of the episode trying to figure out how many ways they completely missed the point on Garfield. Like how they didn't they the names of the tracks are all boring. And it's like, you have so many like inside jokes, have a course called I Don't Like Mondays, or have one of the trophies be the coffee cup because he's always drinking coffee, or I don't know. It's a very funny episode about a very bad game, but Garfield Kart exists, so why not Mega Man? I think it would basically have to be
who do you add?
Unless it's just all the bosses.
But there's so many. There's
so many.
Was it 6 in a game?
It's 8. It's 6 in the first one, and then 8 in all the ones after that. So NES alone, that's 46 bosses.
Yeah.
Plus Wily, plus Proto Man, plus. Yeah.
And if you think about it, Mega Man doesn't really have they have the bosses, but they don't really have the side characters. They don't have a Tails, Knuckles.
No.
They do, but it's not.
There's, there's like Roll and Rush and Dr. Light and
Yeah, maybe you could do like the different Mega Mans, like Mega Man Zero or Mega Man
Mhm.
X, Mega Man Battle
Yeah.
Network. You could do all those,
yeah,
but
or have it
I don't see
be.
it.
Yeah, you would almost have to have like a Smash Brothers style roster of just a ton of available carts to choose from. Because I had
Hey,
just a
you
random
know.
thought. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I had a random thought right now. Go ahead with yours first, because maybe we
Oh.
just thought of the same thing.
Mine was this because I'm having a really hard time putting the multiplayer together in my head. But
Yeah.
single player, like if it was like a campaign mode where if you're playing as Mega Man, you have to play as Mega Man in the story mode. And you're like the first circuit is the Mega Man 1 bosses. And every time you pass a boss, you gain that boss's power.
Okay.
So, like, if you pass Gutsman, you can like plow through certain chunks of wall, or if you're, if you're Flame Man, you can, melt ice or, whatever. Work in progress thought, but that was kind of what I was thinking of. Like, rather
So
than
my
like
thought.
picking up power ups along the way, you get them by passing other cards.
Well, no, my thought was like the power ups, like Mario Kart. You know how you on the stage you get the boxes and it goes.
Mhm.
In this game, it would be that, but it would be the boss's powers.
Okay, so
like,
you would have it be something that you just like pick up in level.
yeah,
You break a
instead of
block and
like
it's like, oh, I have Metal Man's weapon.
exactly, like
That's
instead of
cool.
like, oh, it's a shell or lightning or the inky or that
Right.
squirts my screen. It's like, oh, I have, I don't know, Skullman's hip
Yeah.
it to, I don't know, whatever, you know.
Woodman's shield, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that'd be cool. I like
And
it.
then everyone gets a blaster, like default. Everyone gets
Right.
it.
Yeah, everybody's got the what's that called? The Mega Buster.
The
People
Mega
want to call it the
Buster.
Buster Cannon. It's like, that's not right.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what is this shit called? Even though we had a whole month, 2 months to play this
Yeah, I was
game.
gonna say it's not like we haven't spent what 10 episodes out of our first 65 talking about Mega Man games. I guess 10 out of our first 63 because we've now had 2 episodes without Mega Man. Pretty wild. No, that's not right. 9 episodes. We've had 1, 4, 5, 6 in round 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in round 2. Yeah. We're gonna have
Crazy.
4 more in round 3. So much Mega Man. But hey, you come out with 6 games for a console and they're all good.
They're all bangers, so
They're gonna come up
that's
a
what
lot.
happens.
2, 3, 4, and 5 all have advanced to the round of 32, which is the only franchise to put 4 games in the third round. Mario has 3.
Could have had the Dr. Mario, but nope.
Would have had Dr. Mario, but Excite Bike won the day. Yeah, so now we know Zelda 2 is going to be against Contra in round 3. We can add one more to our list of known matchups. We only have 3 more episodes left in round 2. And
Crazy.
next week we'll be spending 2 hours with Blades of Steel, which is a hockey game that I'd never played before, also from Konami. And it takes on the number 41 seed, also a Konami game, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. So if you want to see the full bracket at this point, you can go to challonge.com/Kings of Consoles, CHALLONGE. If you want to, you got, $3 burning a hole in your pocket and you feel like contributing to your favorite video game tournament podcasters, you can go to ko-fi.com/Kings of Consoles. You can, on the occasions when I do stream, it's at twitch.tv/Kings of Consoles. I can call us on facebook.com/Kings of Consoles. Send us an email, kingsofconsolespod@gmail.com. Or you can follow the show on Twitter at Kings of Consoles. I'm at Loopy Date.
And I'm at Ricky G and 7.
And yeah, we will see you guys back here next week for Blades of Steel versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, the last episode of round 2 that does not include, well, I guess it also includes ninjas because it's got Ninja Turtles. The last 2 episodes are going to have Ninja Gaiden games, which is why we have ninjas in this one, because I like theming. So we will see you guys next week. Thanks for listening. Play old games.
Play old game.
Kings of Consoles is recorded in Nashville and Orlando and is produced and edited by me, Pat Dooley. Thanks to Captain Portal for our theme song, intro for a non-existent video game, which can be found at freemusicarchive.org. And the music and sound effects from this week's games can be found with a quick Google search. The opinions expressed in this and every episode are our own, and we are in no way sponsored by or affiliated with Nintendo. We're just big fans.